Here he is. Come in. How are you?
Yeah, well.
Good.
Nice venue.
John. I want to take you back, Frank, to start with, to the summer before last. We're in Moscow, working there. You get a job as the Derby manager. How different has it been being a manager to your life before that?
The year I had on the other side, working with yourself and others, I really enjoyed, actually. I really enjoyed it. It was something that always interested me. And then I just went and ruined that in one swoop.
What's the difference in emotion after a game, whether it's winning or losing, from being a player to a manager?
Yeah, I think I find them both higher. I think that the wins are better. The only thing you miss is that personal, individual moment of a goal that helps the team win. But that's a moment that never comes back. You retire, that's it. When you win, and the responsibility that you take on, and your staff even, and from the Monday and right through the week, how you prepared and how you selected the team, I think it trumps it. Having said that, when you lose, it's much worse than being a player.
And also, I suppose, when you go immediately into the dressing room, there must be some degree of respect from players for what you've done. So it buys you a little bit of time with the players.
Yeah, I think there is that.
Yeah.
And I think I felt that more at Derby. It was a very British dressing room. So I guess a lot of the players had seen quite closely my career. So I agree with you. I think it can only last as long as you do your job well, and they feel it's how you build relationships with all of them. I made lots of mistakes in the beginning. My first meeting was a mistake because I told them I had an open door policy, and then they all wanted to come into my door and ask why they weren't playing. It was like, I can't speak to all 10 of you every week who aren't playing.
It was one of those things, perhaps when you were a player, you thought, right, the times you want to go in and I want to speak to the manager.
And, you know, I know the ones that didn't give me that feeling, and it was like, that's too cold. You know, and I felt that I was probably trying to swing it the other way. And they were really good lads. I can't complain about the year. It was brilliant there, but it was just a great, very quick learning curve.
It must be quite a fine line between being openly critical of your players and, because we all know players don't like to be criticised publicly. So it's about getting that balance right as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, the only time in my view that you go down that route is if you feel something which is really sort of bad professionalism or a lack of effort or something like that. And if I saw that generally in the team, I would have no problem calling that out.
Which you kind of did with Ross Barkley, didn't you? A little reprimand.
I did, and I like Ross a lot, and I'm certainly not one to judge, because I was that younger player sometimes. I made mistakes in my career, but I wouldn't be one to be critical for the sake of a misplaced pass or a back pass or a missed penalty, because I think those are all parts of the game.
You have worked for a number of managers. What parts have you taken from the various managers?
In terms of Jose Mourinho, the detail that he first brought to Chelsea was so forward-thinking. Every training session had an immense detail and was planned and structured, so you'd know exactly what you're doing from the start. It was like a cone fest of everything that was happening and all that, and you kind of, as a player, always worry then, this looks a bit detailed, not just have a fun side. With Carlo Ancelotti or Gus Hiddink, who I really kind of felt close to as managers, they had a very human touch, and that was something that I always thought. So, can you get that right? Can you get the detail and the tactics? Can you then get that touch with your players?
You don't have to name any names, but what things in the managers have you seen that you definitely wouldn't want to take into your management?
You get the flip of the Ancelotti and the Gus Hiddink, where you feel like you have no relationship with the manager. It just wouldn't be the way I am. And so the biggest thing when it comes down to it is that you have to be real to what you are, because I think the first thing that a player will see is someone trying to be something they're not. I'd rather fail as me than try and be, you know, the next Jose Mourinho, whoever it might be.
Roman Abramovich, is he still as involved as he was? He doesn't seem to come to as many matches these days. Is he still as keen?
Yes, from my point of view.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of conversations with him, or?
Not particularly.
No.
I speak closely with Mourinho, who would be my boss. Basically, he's speaking to Roman. I know that he still cares about the club. He's, you know, always asking via Mourinho for my thoughts and what we're doing. Hopefully one day or whatever he can come back to games more. What will be. But I definitely feel the support anyway.
I saw Jody Morris intimated that it was really frustrating that not too many of the Chelsea managers even probably knew the names of these young stars.
Yeah, and you know, I get it to a degree, and particularly where we, you know, have probably recruited a lot of managers from far afield, foreign countries who come to England that this is the Chelsea job. Everyone's saying, do or die. If you don't succeed in 6 months or a year, you can get the sack, all this stuff. So I think I get the first priority being, let's look at what I've got in the first team squad. But what I do think is overlooked was that other building across the road, which is really close. There's certainly been times over the last 4 or 5 years where, you know, a Ruben Loftus-Cheek and these people could have been given opportunities. And I think they would have had similar outcomes to what we're seeing with Tammy and Mason this year.
What's the worst part? Obviously losing games.
Yeah.
That aside, what is the most difficult thing? Leaving players out, possibly?
Yeah, I mean, that
can't be easy.
That's always there. That's always there. And I don't care who you are as a manager. Well, I think this. I mean, unless there are some people that have no emotion, because, you know, you have to do it every few days, pretty much. So that can be difficult, but you have to do what you think is best for the club. But your job depends on it.
Right, Jose Mourinho. Were you surprised when he got the Tottenham job?
Yes and no. I mean, this is football. He's a man for a big club. I think it's massively interesting for the Premier League. I think his personality and his record is something that needs to be in top-level football. Yeah. So I love Pochettino. I have to say, I met Maurizio a few times, and he was incredible with me. Classy man. He'll move on to some real nice challenges wherever he goes. But having Jose back is obviously going to mix it right up in the Premier League.
How will that change Spurs, from your experience of working with him?
Well, I think that Jose, you know, we know the record that Jose has as a winning manager. He's won wherever he's been. He's come into a club and a squad that were probably tipped to be somewhat in a title race this year at the beginning of the season. Had a difficult start, but they still have those players. And so, with the freshness of a Jose Mourinho, of course, they're going to be challengers for sure, top four.
What will it be like, sat on the opposite dugout? Will it make any difference that it's Jose Mourinho, that you spent so many years with him, brought so much success together?
Of course it will.
Be special?
I think it will be special. I think it will make a difference to me. It will make a difference to him because we're both professionals. We're driven. And sometimes when you come across someone you've worked with or a club that you've worked with, it pushes you on that little bit more in the best possible way. And at Tottenham, Chelsea.
I know.
So
exactly.
You know, that game has enough anyway. And then you have Jose Mourinho there. He's going to be desperate to beat us.
Will it mean a little bit more for you because he's there?
With my professional head, yes, of course. I want to go up against the best. You know, when I've gone up against Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp this season, of course you want to say, can I show against these incredible managers what I can do, what my team can do? So it'll be a similar feeling.
You're enjoying it, are you?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. You seem to be.
No, I am, and it's the intensity of it makes that not an easy question to answer. I've been asked it a lot now, and you know, I think you would. To say that you enjoy every moment of every day it's difficult to say that because you're striving. You're always striving for more. But at the same time, I feel very proud and honoured to be managing a club that is so close to my heart and my football life. So that gives me a great sense of enjoyment.
Yeah, well, you're giving us a lot of pleasure anyway, watching the development of your young side. So, and continued success.
Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out the BBC Sport YouTube channel. Remember to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss an upload. See you soon.